It's Week 10 of the National Football League.
And we'll see Evan Ingram.
He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Jags and the Vikings.
And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They coming off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. It's hard enough to play on the road in this league as it is, but to start on the road with a fumble on the opening kickoff, just not the precedent you obviously want to set.
Not at all, and now it's just words because they've talked about it all week. From the time they start game planning for this one, remember, going into hostile territory, we have to set the tone right in the beginning, and they do the exact opposite.
A good start offensively, 15 yards on the game's initial play. From the 8, they've got it first and goal. Mims in motion right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
At the Vikings 9-yard line.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for third down. Once more, Etienne. And this time he is into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here are the Vikings to go on offense for the first time, and it's a rookie at the helm, the 10th overall pick back in April out of Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
And during the entire pre-draft run-up, when people talked about J.J. McCarthy, you heard 3 words mentioned over and over again: accurate, efficient, winner. 27-1 as a starting quarterback at Michigan and won a national title in his final season. But there's more to him than just that. This is a supreme athlete, a supreme competitor with a bigger arm than people understand. I expect him to be very successful as a starting quarterback.
The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 24 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jaguars offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. We take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. And his numbers are superior to the rest of his peers at this point in the season. And Thomas has it. A look at the numbers for Thomas from a week ago. 9 catches, 97 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
2nd and 6. Duvernay in motion. Lawrence over the middle, caught by Mims. So the completion good for 6 yards. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Etienne. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1 yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On 2nd down, right back to Hunt. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
Well, that's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit, because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 15 at the 45-yard line.
On play action. Now McCarthy. Complete. Jefferson the target. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. McCarthy operating from the gun. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken around the 12. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
ETN up the middle.
Oh, nice move at midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Mekhi Blackman's got it.
And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. Are back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season?
Well, they definitely dug themselves a hole that leaves them needing to play almost perfect football from here on out. But I do believe they think that they've got this thing turned around, and they are capable of doing exactly that.
He'll get this down to the 38. You look at this Jaguar defense.
They're slightly better than average against the run, number 14 in the NFL.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And that will be incomplete as well.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Now ETN to start the drive. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. This defense for the Vikings, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Here's Lawrence.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
Agnew now to return. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
And now out comes Minnesota. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Well, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Now McCarthy.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At their own 23. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Here's a give to Etienne.
Wiggles free, and he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
The Jaguars at 6-3 on the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A handoff running left is Etienne.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
Now Lawrence to throw.
So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man, Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline, you know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up second down at the 17-yard line.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles
Still second down.
right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Throwing is McCarthy.
That one is caught by Hunt. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, his completion percentage continues to rise with that one, but sometimes you want your completion percentage to go down. Maybe you should have thought about throwing that one away.
I was just going to say, it is easier said than done, but that's where you maybe bury it at his feet, make sure he doesn't catch it.
Great call right there. Put it near the receiver, no grounding, nothing like that, but no one gets a chance to pick it off either. It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They were losers to Philadelphia a week ago. Now they find themselves in the lead as they start this drive.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
2nd down and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Off the option, here's Etienne.
Holding. Offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Lawrence will throw. And they'll try and set up the screen to Etienne.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
Now a 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Now Lawrence. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
Throw left side complete. That's Hunt. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Here's McCarthy. Another completion here to Hunt.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the 2 of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Lawrence buying time to his left. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's a 2nd and 8. Running out of the gun with ETN.
He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
A shotgun snap and a give to ETN.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the
ETN once more.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Lawrence.
He's got this one completed to Mims.
And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down.
Doug Peterson going to roll the dice here. They will go for it on 4th down. 4th down. Here's Lawrence.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play? Or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz. And in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep.
The tackle by Eric Armstead.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Aluakin.
And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
As the offense returns, let's take a look at running back Travis Etienne.
The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. A handoff for Etienne.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
47 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
In motion right is Thomas.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
He's got it.
And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Complete to Denzel Mills. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Back to throw. Lawrence. And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown.
Brian Thomas,
His 4th touchdown on the year.
and the Jaguars are able to stretch out their lead.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And the Vikings now heading on to the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando.
Now this airmail to the sideline. It's incomplete. And there don't appear to be any flags forthcoming. Maybe a little fortunate there. It's 3rd down.
On the counter, Hunt. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And that's incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. From the shotgun, McCarthy.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Got a man, that's Trent Sherfield. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
This one caught over the middle. It's Oliver, the tight end. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And his throw is incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
To the air with McCarthy.
Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
That is caught, and he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where it was the visiting Bills who were able to come away with the victory on the road. Josh Allen, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting New England Patriots. Caleb Williams, excellent in the victory as his guys up their record to 7-2 now on the year. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a touchdown run in the victory. The Jags were treated to a strong first half from their franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
That's taken in by Duvernay.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
Lawrence.
A short throw to Ingram. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Automatic first down.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Play action. It's Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
A short throw to Ingram. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives them a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5. at the 20-yard line.
Here's a give to Bigsby.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment. Defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram from 6 yards away.
And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Now McCarthy.
He's got this one complete to Sherfield. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9.
They'll run again with Hunt.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick, and the Jaguars are going to take over here up near the 40.
They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Now Lawrence. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Here's Logan Cook now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting ready to go back to work. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Right back to Duvernay. That's complete.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Now Lawrence to throw. Quickly into the hands of Mims.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well.
That's good for another Jacksonville 1st and 10 at the 47.
Now Etienne. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. 2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. And he's got room.
And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense is getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And the Jags are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career, and that ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the past, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys were excellent players, but how about what we're seeing right now? 505 and rising. What a nice career he's put together.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Leads to second and goal.
Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty.
Ball start, offense.
Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Lawrence will throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
And this one is right through. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
The Vikings head out to take over once again. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
McCarthy operating from the gun. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
They'll go screen here to Hunt. Finding space at the 40. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Vikings 1st down.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Open man is Jalen Naylor. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Here's McCarthy.
Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 37.
11 on the play. 1st down, Minnesota.
Throwing again, McCarthy. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And some space here.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 46 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They run for the first time with Ty Chandler.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
Finds his tight end Oliver here outright.
offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call.
Automatic
Mark off the
first down.
5 and keep it moving.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
On play action, now McCarthy.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Eric Armstead in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You
Yeah.
see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. A 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal.
Now a handoff to Chandler.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So they finally get their first trip to the red zone, and it ends with nothing.
And that's what I'm going to focus on with you because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we're going to get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 12-yard line.
On 2nd down, ETN once more.
He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
And they'll go again with
Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Following the fumble recovery,
McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
a give right side now to Hunt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
From the shotgun, McCarthy.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. That'll give him 8 that time, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to throw McCarthy. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jags are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Straight ahead, ETN.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
And they'll run here with ETN. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. On the return, here's Agnew. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Throwing is McCarthy. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
And the Vikings first down.
Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding. Offense.
So take away the touchdown. It's kind of been one of those games for these guys.
I think it's safe to say that that type of a play just added to their misery, right?
A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12.
A gain of 4 yards. 1st down, Minnesota.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Looking middle, and that's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 5-yard line.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Josh Oliver, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Now the extra point. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation.
Here's Lawrence. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
The Vikings offense and Justin Jefferson set to take over once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
To the air with McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Trayvon Walker in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Open man is Naylor. He's got it.
Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. And I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Going for it. Here's McCarthy.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jags take over in terrific field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
Now a timeout called for by the defense as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Lawrence able to find the open man. That's complete.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they take a knee.
Lawrence to a knee, and that will write a finish to this one.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. Well, if you step back and look at this, CD, a pretty impressive victory. Not the best defense in the NFL they were going against, but it is a top 10 defense in this league, and they're pretty sound, but yet they found a way to get it done and get the victory.
Yeah, I got to give them credit because I think their game plan was really, really strong for this one. They knew where they wanted to attack. They knew how they wanted to execute, and they did it with confidence and a little bit of verve as well.
So for the Jaguars, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.